Good morning, everybody. I'm going to start my garden tour up top and we'll work down to the main vegetable garden. Just a little bit of things I have over here. I just put some flowers in this pot. I did have stuff planted around here. We have so much sand that it's really hard to grow the grass we're trying to, but we've got a couple hostas over here, and if I kind of stand, you guys will almost see how, it's quite a slope down. But I do have some hostas around there just to try to hold back some of this sand. And this stuff around here, you guys, it's all volunteer strawberry plants for my chickens. There's some weeds mixed in there, so I don't want to mow anything until we see if that'll do anything. That's stinging nettle, so I'm just waiting to harvest that. We went and took off the plastic from the chicken coop here. Our nights are staying pretty warm. We went and cleaned it out, took the blower and just blew everything out in the inside. There's one of the ladies. Yeah, we just cleaned up this pathway as well. We used to, I don't remember what, for one of the videos we had the fence right here, the netting. So we went and got that all taken down and just kind of cleaned up a little bit. So making our way down, we'll check this one apple tree out. These are bags you wrap around the trunk of your tree, and then you fill them up with water and it just slowly seeps out. But I think, you guys, some of these are a little swollen. I think this tree might have quite a bit of little apples on it. So we'll keep an eye on that. Here's another one. And I did put up some hanging baskets here just with some pretty colorful flowers. And I put some back here too. Now this is where I usually plant my hot peppers. I had to get a little creative here, you guys. My chickens kept jumping in here and scratching everything out. So there's straw everywhere. So I just went and laid some boards on there. Hopefully that does the trick. So there's some of these they're quite small, but they're going to hopefully grow because they're still looking healthy enough. This one's not too bad. But it's pretty much the same in that I had to, I don't know what you'd call this, but I just tacked it on real quick just to keep them from going in. Some of them will jump over, but it keeps most of them out. So this is asparagus. A lot of it has gone to seed, which is fine. I'm going to wait another year before I actually pick anything. My chamomile that's self-seeded, I went and transplanted it over here, so I'm okay if this just fills up with chamomile. Horseradish, I planted this the other day. It's gotten a little bit bigger and greener, so I caught that just in time. And then I did put a tomatillo plant right over here. Those attract so many aphids that I'm just not even willing to keep that in my main garden anymore. I'll start on this end of the perennial bed just because I had to turn off the sprinkler. This morning I came down here pretty early, and this is chickweed. I went and harvested. I didn't know I was growing chickweed, but I've been trying to find places that sell it, and I've had no luck. I just happen to have it growing right here, so I went and harvested that, and we are making a teacher as we speak right now. Don't. Transplanted from our woods, so I've got a few of those laying around. This is the chamomile that I purchased because I didn't think I had any growing. This is the volunteer stuff, and it looks way better. So that's exciting. We'll have more chamomile, but chances are I'm going to dig this up and put it back in that other bed. And these are by far my favorite flowers. They are so beautiful. I just kind of wish I remembered what I planted. Right down here, that's a black-eyed Susan. Something chomped the heck out of it. I don't know. I'm hoping it comes back because I have daisies right here. And they're so pretty when they actually start to bloom. These are looking pretty as well. Is the blueberries, which there are a lot of little clusters forming everywhere. So in a few years, hopefully this thing gets a lot bigger in size. Okay, so approaching the main vegetable garden. I'm excited to show you guys everything in here. I'll just pan around real quick at everything, what we're going to be looking at. We could start right here. These little onions. They were so tiny when I planted them. Some of them obviously didn't make it. This paper is tending to stick on these onions a lot, so I'm not sure if that's the reason why they're, if you notice, some of them are, they're staying bent down, but they're looking nice. The onions on this bed are looking nice. If you really look inside these beds, you guys, I've got volunteer tomatoes everywhere, and I've probably picked a good 50, 60 plus tomato plants out of this bed. This is what I had tomatoes in here last year, but this is what I'm talking about. A lot of these are crimped down, and I'm not sure why, but we'll continue on with this bed. This is a cabbage and broccoli I planted. These are looking great. I had to take the netting off because they just got too big to stay in that netting. So I went and just sprinkled some diatomaceous earth on them. I am not battling cabbage moss this year, so I'm hoping that kind of takes care of the majority of that problem. Right next to that is the garlic, and behind that in this bed is the garlic. We can go and really look a little bit closer. It's just, I'm not sure if the camera's picking up what I'm seeing, but this garlic looks pretty darn good, as well as this stuff does too. Now, if you guys remember the one video, I had domes kind of placed around here. I had my ginger in there, and I think leaving the domes on kind of killed back my ginger, because this is what they were looking like. These two pots down here, the wind kept blowing the domes off. So this stuff actually looks green. But the ones that I kept the domes on, or that stayed on, look at, that looks like a dying onion. So, and that's how it is in all the other pots. But let's move on to these pots. This is my chocolate mint, which looks really good. And then I planted Kajari melons in the pots, and I did it with this pot as well. I got one growing, not sure what that's doing, and I had another one over here, so I think I'm going to pull this and then plant 2 more seeds right there. Go to this. I just planted this up, so this hasn't had a chance to fill out and grow, but they sure look pretty, huh? And there's a lot more to bloom on there, so that just gives me some garden beauty here. We'll just go to the next bed that's next to this garlic and next to these onions. These are the cabbage plants, which look really good. These are so tiny when I put them in here. Still, I'm keeping everything covered for as long as I possibly can. These are the rutabagas. I think my last video I showed you guys, they were so tiny. And some of them look really big. Minus all the weeds here. But yeah, like this one really took off. All right, now on to the 4 brand new beds we just put in this year. This bed, I am still waiting for my sweet potato slips, so those have not been planted yet. And then all 3 of these beds are basically tomatoes and green beans. Must have had an old seed packet. This little section did not grow. So I'll get down here probably later today or tomorrow and plant some more seeds. But these are all my Amish paste. And then I have 3 Romas, which I wasn't going to grow Romas, but I thought, you know what? I have them, let's put them in. But these sure do look nice. All my tomato plants are looking really nice. Fresh eating green beans. That's what that other bed's supposed to look like. And then again, tomato plants along this edge. They look absolutely amazing, you guys. And so do the plants in this. And then these are dry beans. These are all going to be my dry beans. Now, along this pathway between the tomatoes and the hoop house here, I just have a pot, you know, full of beautiful color to look at and admire. That's a duster tomato I wanted to try. And then along this pole is a pineapple tomato. And then I had so many extra cauliflower and broccoli starts. I decided to plant them. They were getting, I don't know, sun skull. They were not doing well in those tiny little cups. I never planned on planting this many broccoli and cauliflowers, but here I am. I'm just going to give them a shot. Like this one right here, it does look pretty bad. And I mean, they were almost pretty much dead when I planted them. So, which is fine. You can pull that. Put something else there. And then alongside this pretty colorful pot, I had my onions, which are super small. And these were started the same time you guys as I planted the other ones. So I just kept them in the cups. They weren't doing too much. I think that one's bent. But I thought, you know what? Let's give them a chance because they're not going to do anything in the trash. So I just plugged them in there and we'll see if they actually do anything. Moving on, this is the two beds between on the side of the arch trellis. This is more broccoli and cauliflower. And again, not taking the netting off. We can kind of see through the netting though. They look really good. I grow that purple variety of cauliflower. And I'll tell you what, if you're looking for something to grow that doesn't take much effort and you've never had luck growing cauliflower, grow that purple variety. They're very prolific and they grow very well. And it's the same that's over here, you guys. More broccoli, more cauliflower. But I am growing a year's worth of food, so that should be plenty to put up for a year. Round zucchini, nothing. All right, so then right here I just have my two pretty little bright colored pots. I kind of like it, makes me smile. So we can go through the arch here. This side is cucumbers. We have true leaves growing on our cucumbers. Look at them. Something was in here and dug a hole. I don't like to see that. These are the 1500 dry beans. This bean right here, I'm not sure what's going on. We're just gonna pull it and I'll put another seed here. Looks like the seed didn't germinate, so I'll come down and put some more seeds in everywhere. But look at all of this. This is my honey nut squash. This is by far the best squash. I love this stuff. That one's not looking the greatest either. Germination rate, besides one right here, it's almost 100%. All right, let's just walk through the arch. We'll just start way over here on the right. This is one of the green stalks I have. I plugged in, this is a cayenne pepper. Plugged in 2 of them. We'll see how they do in here. Up top, I planted strawberries in each pocket. 3 of them did not make it, so then I just put in some color, some marigolds. I added a little bit of color throughout this. And then some more tiny onions. We're just gonna see if they will take in this green stalk. And then I did plant some lettuce. You guys, my strawberry bed, I'm just so amazed and in awe with these strawberries. So in this bed I did strawberries, onions, strawberries, onions, strawberries. All the strawberry plants in here look pretty darn good. Look at those beautiful flowers. All the bare roots took, which was nice. So I'm pretty excited to see how many strawberries I get. This is the variety of Seascapes. So then the 2 beds next to it are all my sweet peppers. I put these little vegetable cages around them. But these look good. Bed, I'm doing King in the North. I have some yellow monster in there, some banana peppers, And I think there's some more King of the North on this side. And then the other bed is all my sweet chocolate peppers. Growing Yellow Monster as well, which this is the first year of me growing those. And then I have Jimmy Nardellos right in the center here. And then both ends are the sweet chocolate peppers. These two green stalks. This one is basically all my herbs. I have a lot of empty space. I'm going to plug in way more herbs. I did put some flowers in here just to pretty it up a little bit. I have pockets like this is supposed to be bunching onions today. I did have onions in here. This one didn't make it. This one's barely holding on. So all these empty pockets are going to be filled with some herbs like my basil. That's that's barely holding on as well. This one over here is full of carrots. A couple pockets didn't germinate, so I just threw in some more pretty. Down below is celery, and some of those, I mean, celery takes forever. So there's like some tiny, tiny little, you can see the little green, they're popping up. This one actually is starting to look like a celery plant. But as far as the other pockets, I do have carrots growing. Slow germination, obviously, because some of these they're just barely starting. Like this is the same variety. And I planted that as the same as this, and you know, those look so good. And the same up here. This one's pretty full pocket, and you know, carrots can be finicky, but I grew them in my green stock last year, and I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to do that every year. So the bed right next to here, you guys, I planted some peas. I think some of my seeds were old and I just gave it a shot. So I only got 2 that germinated, but that's a pumpkin. The pumpkin germinated. I have some cantaloupe, which are slowly coming up. And then on the other corner here, I have pumpkins as well, which are coming up. And then if you can kind of see down there, my cantaloupe, it's starting to come. And I think, like I said, it's been a little bit, so today might be the reseed day. All right, moving on from that bed, we're going to go down to the hoop house. Inside here, to the left, I had some extra pepper plants. So majority of these are just extra hot pepper plants, which some look pretty good and some are super, super tiny. But I thought, you know what, again, they're not going to do anything if they die in these cups, so might as well try them. 3 more plants right here. And then my cabbage over here. Plug those in. These are the nettings from up front from the cauliflower and broccoli. They got way too big for them, so those are going to be covered. Moving on down, you guys, I again put some of my little tiny onion starts. I've got 6 rows here with 5 onions in each row. Some are really, really small. Well, majority of these are really small. But my thought is, with it being in this hoop house, I could possibly, it'll stay warm enough where I can have a later fall harvest. These 2 piles of straw here has potatoes. So I just went in, I didn't dig them deep. I just probably have a good 8-10 inches of straw on top of them. And we'll see how those do. And then along this side, I just could not let my starts die. So this is all broccoli and cauliflower. They were getting pretty rough in those little cups. Some of them, if you look at those leaves, they were starting to take a toll. So, but once I put them in here, you guys, they popped right back up, and they're starting to look pretty nice. So we're just gonna give them a shot here. Again, I'm keeping everything in the brassica family covered. I'm not going to take a chance with anything with cabbage moss. And then on this side, this has not been planted yet, but I did put in my black strawberry plant right here. So we have that growing, and then I just kind of put some twine up. Hopefully we can just let it grow on that. Yeah, so walking back out, you guys, I'm just going to slowly pan around and Let you guys see everything all together. I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing my June garden with the expansion done, and to see what we've planted, where we've planted it, how it's gonna like turn out. Just stay tuned for my garden videos, because I'm not done planting. I'm gonna continue planting, and I'm going to continue to plant in this hoop house for as long as the weather is going to let me. Again, this is Wisconsin Zone 4B. So if I can pull out produce from that hoop house later in the year, even if it's by a month, that's going to be pretty exciting. So yeah, just stay tuned, you guys. Follow me along. We're going to see what happens, and it's going to be exciting, because this is in the next 2 weeks. This is going to look probably way different, and then in another 2 weeks. So it's fun to document this journey and just kind of test my limits and test my knowledge of what to and what not to do. I just want to say thank you guys for coming along. It was a pleasure having you here. And I'm excited for you guys to come back, keep continuing to watch my garden tour videos, so I can show you everything else that's going to happen in this garden. So from my garden to yours, happy growing.